Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Tilly at your service. Today we're taking a look at the Tilly collection, the Fjordhawk edition. This is the red collection, so majority of these will have red colors in more than one region, and that's why they're in here. I am currently recording in the evening, which means I'm a little bit more silly. I'm the only one at home today. Kitty cat is out, and the mister is still at work, working late tonight. So I figured I'd record in the evening just because my brain in general works better. I'm one of those evening kinds, night owls, you know, kind of girls. So yeah, that's what we're filming in the evening. Hopefully these will inspire you to do or do not. Maybe you won't like them, maybe you like them, maybe you want the same, maybe you don't, you know. These are only for inspiration. That's their purpose. That's the collection video purposes. It's for inspiration. Anywho's, let's go. So we got a neon belly, red neon belly, I should say, on the first one, with like rusty reds, so like 2017, that sort of thing is going on, with a white beak. We then have a white beak and same kind of vibe, same kind of colors, so 1720. But on this one we have a more muted, deeper red, more like a mid-tone sort of thing going on, and still a white beak and feet. We then have one that's kind of pinky. It's like a raspberry red, it's usually what I call it. It's the color number 69. I believe actually maybe it's called deep magenta actually. And then we have 68 is on the belly. I can't remember if I put 68 also in region 0 or if it's color number 70. All three are colors that I quite often use together. They're like a good like combination. Usually I have the color number 67, which is like a light pink on the belly, or if I have a light color mixed in, that's usually what I use. But in this case I chose to stay kind of in like the darker mid-tone area with a black beak. Then we have some blue and purple. No, it looks kind of purple, that's why I said purple. There's some blue and reds. We have a white belly on this one with a black beak and feet. We then have like the neon blue, color number 2, on the back. That's region 5. As you can see, that covers like the top of the head, and then like majority of the back and around the eyeballs, irises, around the eyes. Yeah. We then have some red tail feathers. As you can see, the blue and red mixes into this kind of mush of color on the back, turning it into something that's kind of pinky, purpley, magenta-y. But yeah, I quite like this like rust. I think this is color number 71. Also one of my favorite colors in the game. I quite like the deeper range of the 70. In the 70. Yeah. And then we have on this one, I think it's the same color in both the belly and in region 0. But there might be like smidge lighter color on the belly, which would be region 4. And then slightly darker in region 0. Though they're also like shaded to a point where like colors get slightly deeper in region 0 anyways. So it's kind of hard to tell unless I pick it up. I won't be able to tell you exactly color numbers on this one. I seem to have some sort of like memory of, I think it might be color number 12 and color number 1, which is that neon red. But I can't see for sure. And then we have a blue on the back in this case as well, which is color number 95. And the only way I can tell that is because I can see it around the eyes. So this is the powder blue 95 color. Also mixes into some sort of pinky thing on the back. And then we have some black tail feathers. Maybe I didn't tell you. We have some black tail feathers on this one and then some red tail feathers on the other two. We then have this bright, vivid neon yellow. Thankfully, on the belly, it actually turns out yellow and nothing else. If you put a yellow on the majority of the rest of the body, it's gonna turn out more brown than yellow. Fair warning there. But if you would like a pop of yellow, put it on the belly or on the beak and feet region, which is region number 2. So either region 4 or 2. You might also get away with it in region 0, but it's gonna look more, I'd say, brown than yellow. That's just a, friendly tip, friendly advice. But yeah, this one has a black beak with black feet, and then that neon yellow color number 4, I believe, or 219 if you have dinosaurs like I do. They're identical, so you can pick whatever you want. And then we have a red in the 70 range, both on the butt, on the tail feathers, and on the back. We then get into my white belly, different shades of reds stacked. We have a black beak on 2 of them, black beak and feet, I should say, and then a white beak on this little guy to the left. But yeah, these are also reds in the 70 range. We have some black tail feathers, I believe, going on this one. Pretty. I have a deeper red on top of this one. That is probably also that 69 color actually on the back. We got some red tail feathers on this one, and then some white belly. I think these are very pretty. They're very simple. They mix very nicely. Simple birds. But, I find simplicity quite usually, I want to say, in general, I find simpler color combinations looks better than when there's shit tons of colors on the same thing. I also feel like red is a very bold color, like a statement kind of color, so it doesn't look nice with everything. Here you can see with the purple, I assume this is the true purple. I'll probably put on here, so it's either 211, 211 or 207 or 207, I should say. And then we have a red beak or orange beak. I can't really tell if that's orange or red. And yeah, probably a red in the 70 range again. This one looks more on the orange side though. So it might be more towards the 75 area. And then we have just a straight up black and red one. I was like, I wonder how this would look if we put a black belly on it. So yeah, we got a black belly, black back, some red tail feathers, and then red in the other areas. We also have a black beak and feet. We then have, so myself and I personally really hate pinks together with reds. I dislike pinks or hate pinks, or however you want to put it, to begin with. But it irks me when there's color blocking sweaters and shit, and it's a pink and a bright vivid pink with a bright vivid red. That hurts my eyeballs, please. It's just not my thing. But for you color blocking fans that likes this kind of thing, this one's for you. We have that 67 color on the belly, I believe, and then we have a white beak, and then some reds in the 70 range again. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about that because it's just not my vibe. It's not what I go for or like. I I believe this one has the color, the powder blue 95 color in region 0. We then have a light blue belly with a red beak and red on the back. I think there's probably black tail feathers on this one. Yeah, I quite like this. It mixes quite nicely around the eyes. Yeah, I think he's pretty, or she. I'm not sure if it's a she or he, but either way, she's pretty. It is pretty. And then like when you're mixing like blues, obviously with reds. Well, maybe it's not obvious to everybody, but blues and red becomes pinks and purples. So yeah, it's like a mixture of stuff in the back. Like a little bit periwinkly and light pink, pinky purples. Rubber banding. Then we have reds and greens. So in Sweden, we don't call it soccer, okay? That's not the word Swedish people use. We call it football because it's, you're using your feet and it's a ball. So that's what Swedes call it. I think maybe a large part of Europe calls it football. Like if we would be talking about American, we would just say American football rather than some, I'm not sure if it's in England it's called soccer, or if it's in America it's called soccer. I can't even remember. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. What I'm trying to say before I started mixing football and soccer in here is that like reds and greens in general makes me either think of Christmas, the national flags, or football. Like football teams. That's usually what pops into my head. I'll look at it and I'm like, yeah, that looks like, and whatever it is that it reminds me of. So yeah, but we have like a deeper red, probably in the 70 range, this is like that mint, it's called mint green. It's color number 84. Like in general, I think for whatever I've put on it, that color on so far, I've actually really enjoyed. And I quite actually enjoy it on here too. I think it looks nice with the red beak and the white belly. But it's one of those kinds of things when it's like, I think that a limited color palette looks better. Because if I would have mixed more colors in here, I would have been like, this hurts my eyeballs. But now I think it's quite pretty actually. I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind carrying that around. And then we have this I think this is a color. This is also like one of the greens I think in the 80 range. I think this might even be color maybe 87 is usually a color that I use quite often. I'm not sure. It might also be actually that mint green just in region 5 because region 5 is shaded like a deeper, so it might be actually the same color. Only way for me to know is if I would pick it up, and I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna tell you, but it's a green in the 80 range. We then have the neon belly. In this case, color number 4, I believe it's either number 4 or 11. Color number 4 and 219 though are identical if you play with Dinosaurage. So, but it's one of those 3, and then we have the same color on the beak. Obviously, we have the green on the back. I think I put red tail feathers on here. Oh, they're so glitchy. You get stuck on these you get stuck on them so much that like they're such a small animal, yet like whenever you like get close to them, the crouch like if you're crouching, it gets really funky. If you're laying down, it gets really funky. Like they have a larger hitbox basically. What is what I'm trying to say than what the actual animal is. It's quite annoying, especially when you're trying to record and you don't want to make it like look stuttery or like janky. But yeah, that's the Tilly collection. I think I stated before that I am not 100% happy with the Fjordhawks. This like brown base layer to put on, it ruins so many colors, man. There's so many colors that don't look good because of it, especially like lighter colors. And like if you want the lighter colors, put them, like I said, belly, beak, feet, like region 4, region 2 is best if you want to put some form of light color on here, because they will throw up the rest. Region 0 is debatable. That's what that, like, this blue is. And it's not as vivid as it would usually be, because the brown under it tones it down. So, but you can probably get away with like mid-tones, I would say, on region 0 as well. But like the lighter tones, they're gonna look a little bit funky. So that's up to you, how you feel about it. I appreciate you watching. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if this is something you would like to see more. And I hope wherever you are in the world that you're doing fine. Or if you're not, I hope things get better. And I will talk to you later. Toodles!